Welcome to When I Fell in Love with Hip Hop STL. I'm your show host, Israel Picasso. We tune in live from St. Louis, Missouri. Today's guest is Andre Bellos. Can you tell the crowd who you are?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Andre Bellos. First and foremost, thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm super grateful for you sharing the platform. I am just a regular dude out here living his dreams. There's so many different hats and titles that I wear, but I think my proudest one is just being a son and a brother. But I am an actor on television, and I'm just really proud to share my story with everybody.
Okay. Yeah. With that being said, I want to say I appreciate you accepting the invite and you coming on this platform and raising the vibrational frequency of hip hop, because that's what this show about. Hip hop is everywhere. Acting, rapping, singing, whatever you do. You might go to the kitchen, cook some food, might want to hear some music. So with that being said, I want to jump straight in the interview, and I want to ask you, how was it like for you growing up in Chicago with immigrant parents?
It was difficult because I know that growing up, I used to see a lot of my friends do a lot more than I was doing. But I know that nobody really knows what they're doing when they have a child until you have it and you're really going through it. So I think for me, I grew up in a blended family, and both of my parents came from two totally different parts of the world. But I think that is part of the beauty in how I view the world, where I just really view it in that, lens that really we all are just one. So it was very difficult in the beginning because it was kind of hard to understand it. But because my dad was white, my mom was Spanish. My dad had two kids before he had my dad had two kids and was divorced before he met my mom. So there was definitely a lot going on there. But looking back, I actually would not trade that experience in for anything else because it really helped me along my career.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm glad that helped you, man. I read in the article at age 13, you start modeling school and you graduated 15 weeks later. What drove you to become a model?
I always wanted to be involved in the entertainment business in some capacity. And I just didn't know how. A lot of people I wanted to be a singer, and people were like, well, you don't have a good singing voice. And I was like, well, I want to be an actor. And people were like, well, you don't have an agent. And I was like, well, maybe I could be a model. So it was really one of those situations where I was just going to try to find a way to be involved and express myself because I knew that it made me feel better. And I knew that it made me feel happy. And I felt that if I felt happy, that I could have more energy and more fire to do more and to keep going because longevity really is the test. I convinced my mom to pay and enroll me in modeling and acting school when I was 13. I graduated 15 weeks later, but I was also going to regular school at the exact same time because my
Oh,
mom is
okay.
Hispanic and she was just like, you're either doing both or you're just doing regular school, because my
Type
mom is a
situation.
regular person. She's like, I'm not gonna take you out of school. What are you, crazy? So I did that, and after I graduated, I started high school, and I just started doing local things in the high school, and that really was a great training ground for me when I look back on it.
Okay. All right. What was your inspiration to becoming a singer? As far as like when you formed a group in college, I heard you formed some type of group in college. Like, can you talk about that?
Yeah, so when I started college, I had three other friends that were interested in getting into the entertainment business, specifically music. And me and a couple of them would start putting choreographing dances together to famous songs that were already out there, like Sierra and Beyonce, et cetera, et cetera. And we had a friend who was a female, and she would sing the songs while we would dance to them, and we would perform them at different weddings and cotillions and local events in the area. But we were young and we were all very impressionable. So it didn't last very long. It lasted about a year and we all went our separate ways from there. But I think it was a really great experience and opportunity for me to really um, realize what it's like uh, to work in a group. a collaborative effort, because it's not always easy. And I think it also showed me which direction I want to go. Did I want to do this music thing? Did I want to do this acting thing? Did I want to do this modeling thing? Did I want to do all three? So it was just one of those pivotal moments, I think.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna move on. Later on, you actually got a distribution deal with Nimbit Music LLC. Did that make you feel like you was on the right track, like for as your journey, to the entertainment industry?
Yeah, at that time it did, especially with music. I was experimenting with some different sounds, and I was experimenting with what it would be like if I was a musical artist. And I was putting that out there, putting a couple songs on iTunes here and there, releasing a couple projects. And I think uh, looking back, I think it really showed me that my lane and my path is acting, although I love music. I love to dance. One of my inspirations is Michael Jackson. And I do get asked actually all the time if I am going to be returning to the music scene. So never say never, but I don't have any plans as of right now.
Yeah, that was actually one of my questions I was gonna ask you. Because your first album, which was one of your first albums, I'm not sure, was called Mythology. I wanted to ask you, how did you end up naming it Mythology? Like, what was the inspiration behind that name?
So being half Greek, I just was always inspired by mythology and, the old school urban myths of the gods and goddesses that may or may not have ruled the earth before all of us were around. And I always just found it super fascinating. And I always kind of felt that it was a part
like
of my
history. The Anunnakis and shit like that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So I really got into it. And my friend was like, you're half Greek. You should name your album Mythology. And I really just fell in love with it. It's my first and only album so far. But I'm still proud of it looking back on it. It was recorded several years ago, but I'm still kind of proud of it.
Okay. You later began acting in films like Chirac, The Dilemma, the hit show Empire. Like when you started doing this, did you feel like I finally reached my goal? Like,
Yeah, I just recently got asked that question too. I have never felt that I have
reached your goal.
Right. I've never felt that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never felt that. I've never ever felt that. So I don't know. I think it's a blessing and it's a curse. It's a blessing because, like I said before, longevity is the test and it keeps me going. But it also can be a curse sometimes because you do have to stop every now and then and smell the roses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think with me, I just never knew or thought I was doing great or doing good or doing okay or being a success. So I just kept going and I just never stopped. And it's not until recently where I've started doing interviews and people have asked me questions like, oh, how does it feel to be a success? And I'm just like, I don't know that I've ever looked at myself like that. I just know that I set my mind to something and I never stopped.
That's real. Okay. How was it for you being on the set with stars like Terrence Howard, Taraji P. Henson, Spike Lee, and all of them?
It was a dream come true. It literally felt like the Wax Museum was coming to life at night. I mean, it was a total dream world coming in to work on that show. I was just in the background of that show, but man, you felt that energy. You really felt that energy. You really did. It was incredible. I can't even really put it into words. And even when I look back on it, sometimes I'm like, did that really happen? Was that a dream? Was that really here? I talk to my actor friends about it all the time. I'm like, did that
type shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask you, how did you get a chance to have a role on the NBC's hit drama Chicago Justice or PD?
So I started on the show as an extra. And one day I came to set and they randomly picked me out of the background to deliver a line. And I really credit them with discovering me in many ways. It was one of my, not the first real experience, but one of the first real experiences with um, really feeling like I may be moving up in my respected field. So I'm so grateful to Dick Wolf and Chicago Justice and NBC and the One Chicago Family and Fire and Med and PD are running it. So I just am so proud and just respect them all the way through.
Okay, okay. What role do you actually play in there?
I played Billy Colburn. I played a state attorney investigator, and
Okay.
it was really fun. It was cool to do something that I obviously have never done before in my life. I'm not a cop, so it was cool to kind of take that on. And when I act, I love jumping in the minds of the character. I really try to make them as real as possible and try to figure if you were this person, Andre, how would they react to that? Now react that way. So that's really my rule of thumb with acting.
Okay. Okay. Uh, what other business endeavors are you working on around this time, and do you have any other things that you venturing off into?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for asking me that and allowing me to express that. I'm currently working on an accessory line with my business partner called Altered Mood. So just everything accessories for men, women, and infants. And I'm also working on a merch line called the Cool Kids. I'm super proud of it. It'll be coming out soon. Both will be coming out soon. I hope it does well. Altered Mood was previously released in 2017, and we went on a hiatus with the company for a bit, and we're going to be relaunching it next year. So super excited about that on the business side. And then as far as on the creative side, I am currently in season 2 of Southside, which is streaming now on HBO Max. Currently,
Oh, okay.
you can find episodes 201, 202, and 203 on there right now. I'm in episode 202, and then I'll come back for episodes 207 and 210 on Thanksgiving. So I'm really, really excited about that. And yeah, I had a couple influencer collabs with BioSteel, which is, a workout drink. We also have influencer collab coming out tomorrow with Russell Athletics, which is just, they make workout clothes or casual gear, however you want to look at it. So just a couple things going on, and I'm just super excited about it.
Okay. Okay. Another thing I want to ask you about. I heard you be working with like nonprofit organizations. Can you speak about that?
Yeah, sure. So in 2017, right after Chicago Justice wrapped, I started an independent initiative called Do the Right Thing. And it was just a real simple, easy, clear message. I was just traveling state to state in the United States, shedding light on different not-for-profit organizations by volunteering for them and inviting media, just so we could get more people on the ball and let people know that it's cool to volunteer. It's cool to give your time away. I know a lot of times young kids are want to secure the bag, and that's cool too because we have bills to pay. But it's also important to know that you have to give back, especially to the community that brought you up.
That's real. That's real. All right. All right. Now I gotta ask you because we is on a hip hop show. I want to ask you, what's your favorite singer or rapper or hip hop artist of all time?
Um, oh man, that's such a hard question, and I'm sure everybody says that because every hip hop artist is amazing. Everyone is great in their own right. But I would have to probably say Missy Elliott. I
Okay.
remember, I remember growing up, and I got in trouble at school, and I got sent home. And my mom picked me up and she went to work afterwards. And she's like, "You are going to sit home all by yourself." And that actually was such a blessing because I wasn't allowed to listen to rap music growing up. So no one was at home and I wasn't even supposed to be home because I got sent home from school. And I remember I just started watching The Box, which for people don't know, it was a TV channel that played music videos 24/7, literally round the clock. And I remember they played Missy Elliott, Get Your Freak On. And that was the first time I had been exposed to a visual like that. And I just was obsessed with it. I was like, oh my God, look at the colors and look at the footwork and the dancing. And they're all wearing like camouflage. And I just loved it. And from that moment on, I really fell in love with hip hop.
Okay, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, you got anything you want to say before I ask you these last few questions that's gonna, take us out of here?
Yeah, absolutely. So, first and foremost, thank you again for having me. I'm always so grateful to talk to the people watching and listening, and for the young men and women of the world that may be listening, I just want to let you guys know that the truth is, no one really knows what you're capable of. So, go out there and chase your dreams. You never know where you might end up. I'm living proof.
That's real. That's real. All right. How can we find you via social media? Like if somebody want to book you or get some advice from you or anything like that. How can they find you? The fans, your fans.
You guys can follow me on all the social networking sites under Andre Bellos, just one word, my name. And you can also check out my brand new website, which is super easy to find. It's just andrebellos.com.
Okay. 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 This is season 2 of When I Fell in Love with Hip Hop STL. I'm your show host Israel Picasso. We tuning out.